Hello there, everyone. I'm Sean Solo. I wanted to do a more in-depth and, well, maybe not in-depth, but a revised review of my Saberforge Oracle that I got about 7 months ago and did a review on. Basically, about a month after I got it. So, I did the review. So, about 6 months after my first review, I can tell you what I think about it still, or now, and go over a few details I didn't before, hopefully, if I manage to remember. Alright, so let's get in. The specs on this, it's a Saberforge Apprentice Oracle. The hilt on its own is $75. The electronics inside brought it up to $260, so in total this was $260. That includes the blade, the belt clip, everything. So $260 was the price that I paid. And I got the veteran soundboard, which is basically Sabercore 2.0 before they switched to 3.0, which means the sensitivities are a little bit more funky, and you don't get to choose which sound fonts you have. Do your research on that. I'm not the best person to explain that to you guys. But I've done some heavy sparring with this thing, and I mean, it's held up pretty well. It's deep red, black leather wrap, which I love. I just love leather wraps on lightsabers. It's got this nice choke point right here, which is amazing for spinning if you get the right weight for a blade. And it's got the CoverTech knob, which I'll go over that later. It's got knurling here and here. What else is there to go over? The 3 sound fonts. Let's go over the sound fonts real quick.
Saberforge, Viridian.
I have all of them on low right now, just because people are sleeping. But this is the first sound font. This is Viridian. Alright, so those are the swings and clashes. This is lockup. This is blaster deflection. Next sound font is Crimson.
Saberforge, Crimson. Saberforge, Crimson.
Okay, this one might be on high. Alright, this next sound font I have to show you guys because you can't actually listen to it on their website, so here you go. Oh. No. If I don't screw up.
Saberforge, gunmetal.
Saberforge.
Saberforge.
Oh, come on.
Saberforge,
Hold it normally.
gunmetal. Saberforge, gunmetal.
So that's Saberforge Gunmetal, and I had a really hard time finding that font when I was trying to research the veteran soundboard. Anyway, so things it came with, I saw this earlier, I think, the kill key, which just cuts power to save battery. The battery is an 18650, by the way. All Saberforges has an 18650 standard and a recharge port standard. It also came with a CoverTech belt clip. Just showed you the wheel earlier. Clip that in. Swings freely. So the other thing it came with was this Allen key. That's for this retention screw. Don't undo this one, ever. There's always a lower screw. That is for the LED. You can't always see it, because like on the Saberforge Guardian, that's behind this chrome shroud. Never unscrew that bottom screw. Always unscrew the one on top. And this is for the blade and the blade plug. Now, my advice to you, and I had to learn this the hard way, I ended up sending this thing back, is never tighten the screw too much. All you have to do is feel a little bit of tension, a little bit of resistance. You can see that's the divot I made. I only have one divot on my blade, so I hope that's in focus. It is totally not in focus. Alright, that's as best as I'm going to get. So, one divot on the blade, and you don't have to tighten it that much. When I got this, I was cranking it as hard as I could just to make sure it was tight, but you don't have to do that. It holds in really well. And by doing that, you actually strip the threads on the hilt. So you have to send your entire hilt back. But see, that's all the resistance I needed. The resistance. And we're good. We're set. That's all you needed to do. The blade is a V4 Infinity blade. I originally got a 32, but when I sent my hilt in, I had also broken my blade, so I had them replace it, and because me and my friend are doing choreography, we learned that 37 is actually more suitable for us. And okay, so I'm 6'2", so that should be it. I mean, it depends on your height. When I first held a Saberforge, I was in 7th grade, and 32 was the perfect length, but now it's 37, because I grew a lot. So if you're in the 6 foot range, I'd definitely go for a 37. I don't know how you feel, but that's my opinion. V4 Infinity Blade's pretty good. I think they've improved since I bought mine, so there's that. Anyway, let's light this thing up so you can see the blade. And that is deep red, which, in my opinion, is one of Saberforge's best colors. Oh, it's just beautiful. Man, I love it so much. So, deep red is... Actually, I don't know what it's a mixture of. Normally I do know that. Huh. I don't know why I forgot. But it's the one I say people should get. Normal red ends up looking a little orangey. This one looks red to me. So, let's see. That's that. The thing that Saberforge does that I haven't seen Ultra Sabers do, this is something Zader pointed out that bugs him a little, is when it turns on, the color or the light fades on and fades off when it turns off. The Ultra Sabers turns on like a flashlight. It says click, click, boom, boom. It's kind of, it doesn't give that extension effect. Now this isn't extending, it's not NeoPixel or anything, but it gives you that effect. So that's that. Let's see. What else could I go over? I told you I was going to forget. The repair services were really well done. The lead time was about right. It went a little over. And their lead time for repairs, I believe, let's see, try to remember, 1 to 4 weeks, I think, which is a lot better than their this normal lead time, so that's good. Mine took just a couple extra days, and they said, and I think that's because I got it back around Christmas time when I got it repaired. But they were really good about it, and they did a good job. I don't know what they did to fix it, because it's the same emitter, I can tell, but they did something, and it worked really well. So Really happy with this thing. It's a beauty to hold. If you're curious about the dimensions, I believe they have it on their website, but I'll tell you anyway. It's 11 inches long, and I think it's an inch and a half thick. Basically the entire piece except for here, which I think is an inch. And that's actually the exact dimensions of Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber from the prequels. So I found that out, and I fell in love. Because I've always loved Obi-Wan's hilt, and I didn't know this was that size when I got it. And now I'm happy. See, these windows are beautiful when they're lit up. I don't know what else to talk about. The leather wrap works really well. The one downside to this 37-inch blade is it's because Saberforge only offers the thick-walled. It's a bit heavy, so the balance on the blade is right here, and where you want it to be. Right about there. And where you want it to be when you're dueling or spinning is about where you'd grab it, just over where you'd grab it. So I'd actually want it like right here, up to here. But because of where it is, I actually have to grab it to spin, grab it here to spin well. That's fine, I'll do choreography good at least. And I'll get a thin-walled blade eventually, and that should rectify the issue. Swing from my belt, this thing's amazing. Dang it, there was more I wanted to talk about. I want to make an entire separate video about how to order from Saberforge, because that gets a bit confusing, and I've had a lot of people message me about that. So I'll do that soon. Good news is my saber's back. I love this thing. Hope you guys will be seeing it more, because currently all you've seen is my Kenobi hilt for the past couple of videos. And this thing's a beaut. So my favorite lightsaber right now until I get my OWK3. So don't know what else to say. Wow, I really filled this video with dialogue, didn't I? Maybe I can just shorten it. I should just cut a bunch. Man, these bloopers. Alright, well, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. That is my Saberforge Oracle.
Saberforge.
If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like the video, it'll help a lot. I want to get these videos out to help people who are trying to order their own sabers, because it gets confusing. And a lot of people like seeing the hilt they're getting with the color they're getting. So I would have liked to see an Oracle in deep red when I was ordering this, but I trusted my brain. So see you guys in the next video, which will be coming out soon. Got a couple videos planned, so talk to you guys then. Goodbye.